The headlines tonight on Dateline Scotland. After Monday night's big debate, speculation continues to grow over what has been inaccurately dubbed Salmond and Darling's lost weekend.
He's the maddest cat in the whole damn town. The big beast Gordon Brown wades into the referendum debate for the very first time.
All that and so much more on tonight's jam-packed edition of Dateline Scotland. Good evening. If Goliath had fought Goliath, it still wouldn't have been as even a match as Monday night's debate between Slammin' Salmond and devastating Darling. Like rocket socket robots of days of yore, these constitutional gladiators fought to the death, yet lived to tell the tale. But it was the events that took place after the debate that have captured the imagination of this nation. The two seemed unusually friendly with one another following the clash and surprised everyone by electing to share a taxi away from the event. Exactly how they made their way back to Edinburgh is uncertain at the moment, but staff at the capital's Balmoral Hotel on Princes Street have refused to comment on reports that Darling and Salmond booked into a suite together in the early hours of Tuesday morning. Conflicting reports of strange noises from the suite have been emerging. Some have claimed it sounded like fighting, whilst others have compared it to the sound of rutting stags. Since last night, no one has emerged from the suite, and neither the SNP nor Better Together's press offices have released any statement, simply stating that both men are indisposed indefinitely. James, I believe you've got more on this.
Naturally, Jack, I do have more information than you. Joining me now is a man who is no stranger to salacious gossip or political tittle-tattle. The former tabloid editor and American TV flop from our Los Angeles studio is Piers Morgan. Piers, yep, that's definitely Piers Morgan.
Yeah, can we get a move on with this? I had much more better things to do than this.
Piers, the big debate on Monday night. What did you make
Didn't
of
see
it?
I was at a restaurant, a new restaurant called Egos. I was dancing with Lindsay Lohan, and I was much more interesting people than you.
Okay, that does complicate things. You did say you'd seen it. Never mind though. Let's talk about what happened afterwards. The big story. Salmond and Darling sharing a hotel room. What are your thoughts?
They shared the room. Ha! Doesn't surprise me. A couple of tight-fisted jocks.
Right, that's a bit racist, Piers. I think you might have offended a lot of people.
Good.
Well, would you care to speculate on other reasons this might have happened that don't rely on racist stereotypes?
One of your little fellows, was it Johan, said that Scots aren't genetically programmed to make political decisions. I mean, you haven't got the gene pool to go it alone for a start.
Okay, Piers Morgan, I think we'll have to leave it there and we can never have you back on.
Good, because it's boring. Your whole country's boring. You stop whining. Why don't you, Scotland, get back in the box? You've had your fun, and now it's time to get back in the box. Are we done here?
The esteemed Piers Morgan. You're watching Dateline Scotland. Tweet us at Dateline Scot and visit our website at datelinescotland.com. This week saw yet another devastating blow for the Nationalist campaign as Gordon Brown, one of Scotland's most respected political heavyweights, entered the referendum debate for the very first time. Bryony Lang has more.
Scotland's most revered, veneered and renovated fifer, not to mention the only sitting former politician Gordon Brown, has once again waded into the referendum campaign for the very first time. This, of course, is the first intervention by the former PM since his last intervention, which was the first intervention he had made after his intervention which came hot on the heels of his previous interventions, which were all also his first. Gordon Brown first came to prominence as the voice of Penfold in Thames Television Danger Mouse and is renowned in Scottish politics as a powerhouse.
He is a powerhouse.
Gordon Brown famously ended the economics of boom and bust in Britain, aided by his cheeky sidekick Alistair Darling, also a powerhouse.
He is a powerhouse.
The phenomenally popular duo famously oversaw one of the most successful and stable periods in the UK's economic history, in which nothing went wrong. Not one thing. With the conclusion of this battle almost in the bag, it's only a matter of time before Better Together's Big Bruiser Brown lands the inevitable knockout blow. And I, for one, can't wait to feel that ring tremble. Bryony Lang for Dateline Scotland, outside Gordon Brown's house.
And finally, the Scottish sporting summer continues to bring home gold as a Carnoustie man breaks all records at the annual Drunkest Man tournament.
And look at him go.
Well, I'm afraid that just gives us enough time to take a quick look at tomorrow's headlines. In the Daily Record, Jim Murphy in Iron Brew Snub says, if anything, These crates are better than shoes.
The Scottish Sun have gone with pop star does a thing with 6 exclamation marks.
And the Herald, Blair McDougall rearranges his living room. And apparently he's delighted with the results. I think we can show you a picture of the cover there.
And last but not least, we have the Scottish Daily Mail, which has a...
On behalf of everyone here at Dateline Scotland, thank you very much for joining us and have a very pleasant evening.
Good night.